Welcome to the Education Innovators Podcast. I'm Eric Byron. This is season 4, and it is my privilege to host this show where I get to talk with thought leaders and experts from all over the world. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started. A surprising theme keeps coming up on this show as I've talked to experts and thought leaders about education from all over the world. And it's this idea that learning is a social activity, that we learn better in a supportive environment with other people. Maybe that doesn't shock you, but I want to take a few minutes and highlight the variety of ways that this has come up at conversations I've had with guests on the show. I'm going to start with one of the most interesting guests I think I've ever had on the show, Sharon Galor. He has traveled all over the world looking for alternative communities with shared resources and collective thinking. His message was a powerful example of how a close-knit community with shared values can prioritize education and learning outcomes. A more recent guest, very recent, Doug Bolton, he's a clinical psychologist, and his book Untethered centers around this concept of communities that provide acceptance and support that then allows students to develop healthy relationships and build emotional resilience, which of course leads to improved learning outcomes. Stephan Bouchard's been on the show twice, and in his second appearance, he shared his belief that communities or community schools can support lifelong learning with members of the community participating both as students and as teachers or educators, giving back by teaching what they've learned through life and careers. Community culture was also to a central theme of my conversation with Edmund Lin. Now, we were talking about the amazing success of the Singapore education system and his 30 years experience there. All right, so just a few more examples here. The importance of communities in education has come up when I spoke with Alicia Hughes, Ben Edmonds, John He, Ivy Shee, Clayton Whittle, Serena Sachs-Mandel, Mark DeLaura, Michelle Ament, Lisa Pack, Mila Davenport, John Stewart, Yuri Mello, and DJ Begbie. There's more, I'm sure, but why am I rattling off all these names? To make a point. The importance of community, it just comes up over and over again. Yet there's no scalable strategy that I'm aware of that's focused on building communities of support and education. So if this is so important, and it comes up when I talk to psychologists and AI experts and EdTech founders and school leaders and educators everywhere, so what are we doing to build the support systems and communities within and around our schools? Now, I also plug the human intelligence movement on pretty much every episode because it is a community of like-minded educators and concerned adults who understand that when we come together and use our combined voices and talents, we have the power to make things change. I think it's time for all of us to start talking more about the importance of communities and then do something about it. Talking won't get us there. I say that I'm a podcaster. What do? I talk. But we need to organize and create systems where people who want to get involved in their local schools can plug in and contribute. Shai Reshef, he told us on this show about how he got over 45,000 educators to volunteer their time to offer free quality higher education to those who can't afford or don't have access to traditional colleges and universities. His school, the University of People, has over 170,000 students from over 200 countries, and it includes refugees, Afghan and Syrian women, displaced people, and survivors of crises. We can do more. What's your talent and expertise? Can you volunteer to help in a school? Maybe you can help young students with math or reading. Maybe you can help with technology. I've done that. Or providing resources and simple stuff like stationery, pencils, and art supplies. These things help. This is how we build better schools, by making education important, not just in our words, but in our actions. I'm Eric Byron. Thanks for listening to the Education Innovators Podcast, and thanks to all of those who are getting involved in their local schools. You are making a difference.